Tosh, man. He is the bass player from the Wailers, and he started the Wailers with Bob Marley. He's kind of considered the genius behind Bob Marley.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He wrote a lot of the tunes. He was behind all those incredible bass lines, man, that, now they're just, standard reggae, whatever, but...
bassist, most unsung heroes of the bands.
I mean, we're doing our little riff on Sublime for the month of April, and, Sublime is nothing without the bass.
Oh, absolutely. And the drummer, the bass really...
He's probably the actual secret musical genius behind the group, I guess, creative-wise. You got to give it to the man up front, but, kind of how it goes with the bass men, dude. They hang back, sit in the pocket, roll out the groove. They don't get all the credit that they usually deserve, but, I don't think they typically want it either. It comes with the land, it's the personality, you know what I'm saying? They kind of want to be in the background. That's kind of what they do. How you doing, Mike? Happy Sunday, man.
I'm doing all right, dude. How's the trip? How you were living the good life this weekend?
Living the high life, the Rocky Mountain high life, that is. We took a trip up to Aspen. More specific.
Aspen. The water flows like wine.
It's exactly, we were talking about a friend of Emma's. She grew up with this person back in Baltimore, and now I think she maybe lives somewhere up in the mountain range area, maybe even Telluride, Durango zone, but definitely does a lot of hanging down in the Aspen area. And apparently she had adopted over the past couple of years what a lot of the elites do up in the Aspen area. They turn into these, urban cowboy kind of, high-end rancher people where they don't actually do any ranching or farming work or any of that, but they, so in Dumb and Dumber, when they get all the money, Jim Carrey dresses in that outrageous, cowboy rancher outfit. Well, when I was younger and that movie came out, I thought it was just, that's Jim Carrey being an idiot, or, his character, Lloyd Christmas. But it was, I think it was actually, they were truly making fun of people who live in Aspen. They really dress that way. There are stores that cater to that style, and they're all in on that look, man. That's like, I have a ton of money and I'm going to dress this way. And
like a cowboy wannabe?
Like a rancher, cowboy wannabe, dude. It's a fucking thing up there.
Like with the big
really,
belt buckle.
Oh,
and
the hat, dude. The 10-gallon hat and the wispies hanging from the armbands, and urban, stylish, not actual rancher, cowboy, elitist. It's a hip thing there, man. I'm telling you, you'll see a lot of it rolling around. We didn't make it into the actual Aspen downtown region. We went a little bit, more into the more private zone, if you will. We were up at Snowmass Village, which is the real hoity-toity, hold your nose up at the poor kind of place. They were having their closing, finale to the ski season. It was the last weekend, and they do this every year. It's a pretty fun event. It happens up at the Elk Camp Lodge. You take the gondola there if you aren't skiing that day, which a lot of people do. They go just for the party, and it's an incredible scene, man. They have this little mini jump, right? And all these people take the jump, and they ski across this giant pool of water that they have all this water pumping into. Half the people are wasted, or I'm sorry, they're all wasted, but half the people don't make it quite all the way, and it's just a fantastically entertaining experience. The people doing the jump are folks that are clearly, they've been skiing all year. A lot of them are the people who work there. They're dressed up in outrageous costumes. Some people barely, not really dressed up at all, and I'm just talking, whitey-tighties and bras and panties. What a wonderful experience. Everyone was having a fantastic time. There was this DJ The area by the DJ was absolutely slam-packed. They had people dancing on tables. They were spraying champagne into the crowd. There were makeshift, hot tubs that they had set up so the people who didn't make it over the pool of water, who were freezing cold and soaking wet, they could walk over and hang out in the hot tub, get sprayed with champagne, and dance with chicks in bikinis. Mike, it was such a just fantastical, insane, and awesome party. I would recommend it for everyone.
Wow. Yeah.
But you got to be super rich to go.
Yeah, I was just about to say, sounds like not everybody can go.
No, I would say there was a noticeable demographic, if you will, amongst the crowd. I'm not going to specify, but it's a high elevation. You know what I'm saying? There's medical reasons.
Enough said, Frank. You had us at skiing.
So it was a great time. Very warm, like almost too warm for skiing. I spent a lot of time in the hot tub. That was very welcomed. And there's a golf course there. We were checking it out and taking a look at the price range for, if they let anyone in the public to golf there. They don't. Let me save everyone the trouble searching. In fact, just there's a huge $100,000 plus membership, but on top of it, there's like a signing fee of like $270,000, just to be like considered for, the club there to golf. So yeah, this is a whole different universe, man. But coming from the background that we do, it is kind of every time I go, I am just so thankful, and I thank everyone who's involved. And I'm, it's something that you don't grow up ever thinking that you could really go hang out and rub elbows with the rich and the famous up at the ski resorts. But there we were. Emma swears she spotted a couple bachelorette stars there. I'm sure we were surrounded by all sorts of freaks and weirdos from the reality TV scene.
I was like, how could you tell one from the other? I mean,
it's all beautiful people. Let me tell you this. They're all filthy rich, and and they're all just wearing the nicest ski outfits or the most outrageous, dinosaur costumes and shit. Like, it's just it's a wild get down. And that was my weekend, man. Yeah.
Wow, good times.
Good times, great oldies had by all.
I don't mean to one up you, but I did get some shells on the other side of my van on Saturday.
Some shells, like seashells?
Shelves?
Oh,
like
shelves. Oh, you built in some shells, dude. Nice.
I don't mean to one up your trip or anything, but kind of a big deal.
It's mostly a lot of driving. I just basically drove all weekend, and now I got to go back to work. That's what I do.
Where you're going to have to drive.
Where it's just more driving, more rage, just endless rage. So I look forward to that. It's incredible. Like, you cruise out on 70, you're heading up to the mountains, and it's a good 2 hours of, dodging the pothole. You know what I'm saying? And everyone's weaving in and out in unison. It's kind of got this beautiful synchronicity to it, if everyone's used to where they're cruising. And then you do enter kind of the nicer zone, and those roads, man, they keep up on that shit. I tell you what, it's a smooth ride, dude. Like, you know when you change zip codes.
Yes, Chicago, you can tell the line. You can literally tell the line by the road. Literally half of Argyle is paved. Only the eastbound traffic is smooth.
Colorado, I think, has 5 tiers of road based on your demographic and where you live here. It's pretty spectacular.
Who you voted for.
Yeah, that's right, dude.
It's crazy.
Well, so I'm away for the weekend. I'm hanging out. I kept the phone at bay, and I thought, okay, I'll tune in on Sunday right before the show, see what's going on around the world. Maybe there's just crazy things worldwide. Who knows what could be happening? Oh, you don't need to look anywhere, folks. All you have to do is take a peek at Chicago. They're having the most insane scenarios play out. Mike, this is Gotham City. I got to say this right now. I've been wrong.
Frank,
I've been totally wrong.
before you sent me that clip, they fucking got me on Twitter. I'm not even joking. They literally said, check. I forgot what town, but they were like, check out this blank blank in Africa. And I look at it, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I started seeing the English, and then I was like, wait a minute, that's Chicago.
Holy, I didn't think it could get worse. Oh man, look, I've been wrong this whole time. I keep saying you need a Batman. This is Gotham City. It is still Gotham City, but you don't need a Batman, Mike. You guys need the Justice League. You got to bring in Superman, Aquaman. Like you need the Flash, Wonder Chick. You need everybody in there, man.
Justice League. You need to team up with the Guardians of the Galaxy or the Avengers. Maybe the Avengers and the Justice League could handle Chicago.
We might have to get those lesbians from Doctor Strange involved in this. Maybe even bring in the X-Men. I have no idea. This is crazy. Chicago.
I like where you're going. Actually, we just need Doctor Strange to just shift us into an alternate universe.
Oh,
fuck this one up. There's no going back.
No. Oh, man. So if anyone is not in the loop on what's happening in the second city, Chicago apparently had teams flash mobs, I guess, that were just streaking across the city on Michigan Avenue, terrorizing people and tourists and business.
You see, the way it works is Walmart said you guys are too violent and there's just too many criminals and nobody's stopping us, so we're moving out of the city. And to prove them wrong, mobs of violent criminals
terrorized the city. Ransacked all the Walmarts. What's insane is, and I got a twofer on Chicago. That's how much I'm in love with what went down this weekend here, because they did close 4 Walmarts. So Chicago apparently had these huge mobs just terrorizing the downtown area to the point where they had to send in like militarized units, SWAT teams, to evacuate tourists from the Bean in Millennium Park, dude.
Notice how he didn't say stop the criminals. No, we're at an evacuation point.
That's what I'm saying.
We need to get the civilians to safety. The criminals have taken over the city.
There's no chance at survival if you're on your own. Folks, please come this way. This is your last chance. You're gonna die. We're not gonna stop those criminals. They have taken over. This is their place now.
They are in charge.
I mean, this is Chaz on steroids.
It's funny because it's been just kept quiet for so long.
The images are unreal. I mean, it's these groups of people, and I'm not going to describe them. You can check out the video footage for yourself, but they are moving in these massive mobs, and then they are jumping on cars. They set Teslas on fire. They are dancing and jumping on buses. Then shots are ringing out in some of the footage. People were shot. I'm not sure if anyone was killed, really. It's just
I think they said 4 were shot, no suspects arrested.
It is an absolutely insane-looking scenario. I cannot believe what has happened to Chicago. It's heartbreaking. This used to be a really beautiful city. You used to be able to at least go visit the fucking Bean and have a good time.
Downtown was safe.
It's no longer, man. They are bringing in the military to escort you out to safety. That's where we're at here with Chicago. Mike, here we go.
Developing overnight, another large teen gathering in downtown Chicago, ending with 2 teens shot.
Large teen gathering, mostly peaceful. I don't want anyone to get any ideas here.
Hundreds of teens flooded Michigan Avenue last night, smashing car windows, trying to get into Millennium Park, prompting a major police response. Officers were escorting tourists and visitors to their cars in the Millennium Park.
At that point, it's not just a group of teens. It's a mob of criminals.
Yes!
You fucking bitch.
This is an organized mob of criminals.
Frank, there was a group of teens was arrested drinking at the park. Yes, that's a group of teenagers.
That's right.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Running through downtown Chicago, smashing windows and setting shit on fire. That's a mob of criminals.
And by mob, I'm talking 3, 4, maybe 500 people. Like, it's an insane amount of people just flooding the fucking streets, man. We're Michigan Avenue.
Insane.
I mean, you're shutting down traffic. How does anyone run a business in downtown Chicago? It's totally impossible.
Even Walmart's leaving.
Yes, and we are going to get to
that. Shots were fired in the crowd around 9 o'clock last night near Michigan and Washington. 2 teen boys were wounded, both in fair condition. No one's in custody for that shooting. One Chicago native was stunned at what she was witnessing.
What I see out here is completely ludicrous, to be honest with you. I'm a part of what I see. I'm from Chicago, and I understand kids having a good time, but this is simply bad parenting. We have to do better as parents. Our kids should not be out here. Where are their parents at?
Or stop voting for assholes like Brandon Johnson.
Jumping on his windshield, smashing it.
You went from Lori Lightfoot to Brandon Johnson. Oh,
that's what, like, idiots. Do none of the voters see that they voted for more? Like, and they're going to step this up. It's going to.
I can't wait to see the social workers stop the mob.
He beat the man up as he sat in the driver's.
Oh yeah, this is so. This guy is in his car with his girlfriend or his chick, and they pull the chick out. They smash the car. Then the guy's trapped in the car. Then they pull the guy out of the car and beat the crap out of him. That's
windshield.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Mike, it's a bunch of kids, man. It's a group of kids. They're having a good time. All right.
Another male driver was injured when teens started jumping on his windshield, smashing it. Then they beat the man up as he sat in the driver's seat. He was taken to Northwestern Hospital.
That's a little fucking extreme, man.
It's a mob of criminals. That's not teenagers letting off a little teen angst.
Right, dude.
You know, the way you guys are reporting this, these kids need to get locked up. These are, man.
Again, please look at the footage. It's not kids. This is you're correct, mob of criminals. They're roaming the streets, and they are clearly outnumbering the police or any kind of security, and they are ransacking vehicles, buildings, people, pedestrians, anyone. Apparently, if you're in your car, they're going to smash your car and then beat the crap out of you. Kids having fun, mostly peaceful. It's just a good old time. Just like we did, back in the day, man.
Back in the day, yeah.
Right?
I can't believe tourism is down in Chicago.
No, dude. They gotta escort the people from Millennium Park. It's just the craziest thing. Millennium Park, when they built it, it's designed to have like the orchestra play, outdoor concerts, and you're supposed to have some picnic time and hang out. You go walk down Buckingham Fountain, hang out, take some pictures at the Bean. Now you're running for your life so you don't get raped and murdered.
Yeah, so we saw that so many people like the running of the bulls.
Yeah.
That in Chicago we do the running of the gangs.
Yeah. You just open the gate and just let them loose.
Let them in. You gotta run for your life.
So the folks in Chicago, especially in these poorer neighborhoods, they can't explain, man, why places like Walmart is shutting down 4 of their locations. And they're protesting, all right? They are out there. They're taking it to the streets, sticking it to the man. And they're out there with the message that these neighborhoods, it's not our fault, man.
Wonder why? Yes, sir. Our communities look like they look. That we have violence every single day. Speak the truth. It is just not on us. It is on the corporate citizens that come into our community and ravage our community. And Walmart, you should be absolutely ashamed of yourselves. You are the reason that our communities lack the investment that they have. We should not have to go out of our communities to find jobs. We should not have to go out of our communities to get medicine. We should not go out of our communities to be able to shop. We should be able to do all of this in our communities.
Right here.
We deserve. We deserve.
What do you deserve, bitch?
To be able to shop.
Yes, sir.
Work.
Yes.
Play.
Yes.
In our own communities.
In agreement.
I like the way they do this, Mike. I need you to start calling back whenever I say words, and I think it might give a little more power and oomph to whenever I'm ranting.
Oh, a little more power, a little more oomph.
Well, that's good. We're
You
getting
like
there.
how I
We'll
did
work on that. Yeah, we'll work on it. I like it. This is a good start. Good start. I need a hype guy. I'm gonna bring a hype person in here just to really accentuate the last words I say. Last words I say.
See, I didn't know how to do that. Like, like, is it the last words I said or the last?
I don't know. Yeah, see, it's a
the last
tough
words
one.
he said.
Yeah. I guess I need to work on my preaching. I don't preach very well. So yeah.
I don't think we have the right melanin to do this routine.
We got a little Southern Italian in us. I think there's a little cred there. Just a shred of cred, if you will.
Dude, I like how they said Walmart ravaged their community. Corporations like Walmart ravaged. So
of course.
Walmart came in, probably spent $100 million building a store, brought hundreds of jobs and a place for you to shop in your neighborhood. You guys robbed it blind, refused to work, and people no longer wanted to come from other neighborhoods to work there. So they're leaving.
In fact, in the article I read about the closing of these Walmarts, I believe in the 17 years they have been located there, they lost a total of $30 billion because of stuff that's been stolen from these stores. Like, it just kind of makes sense, man. If you keep ransacking these places and stealing the merchandise, the stores are not going to continue operating. And what's so weird about this guy's argument and what these people are protesting is, he's kind of saying, well, it's Walmart's fault. We're a bunch of criminals looting Walmart, but we need Walmart to be here for the jobs, So, do you not want Walmart there, or do you want Walmart there? Because it seems like Walmart's a villain if they're there, but then if they leave, they're also a villain. See what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
you guys are never happy.
It's my point. Like, did Walmart come in there and ravage your town? Well, then isn't it a blessing that Walmart's like, okay, we're out of here. We're done ravaging you guys.
yeah, you should be thanking them for leaving.
The tyranny is over, man. Freedom at last.
Good call. Dude.
Now you have total control of your own neighborhood. And by the way, look at how good your neighborhood looks when you have total control.
Yeah, why don't you bring in a black-owned store like you guys are always talking about?
Well, this control of your neighborhood is a really positive and fantastical force. Just take a look at fucking Michigan Avenue on Friday night, man. They're thrashing everything in sight.
Well, dude, the best part about her argument was we shouldn't have to leave our neighborhood to go to work. Listen, none of us want to come work in your neighborhood. We're forced to. All of us from the suburbs have to come work in your neighborhoods.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because nobody in your neighborhoods is doing anything.
Yeah, man.
I don't know.
No, I think you're right on the money. It's a bizarre double argument. It's double think almost, and I found it very humorous for these people to be protesting Walmart coming in and destroying the neighborhood, but now it's leaving and they're protesting it leaving. Like, you can't have it both ways. You can't be aggrieved and victimized every single fucking turn of the corner.
Yeah, nobody ever sat at the shores and cried because the Vikings were leaving. You know what I mean? After they ravaged their town.
It's just it's a funny scenario. It's sad for these neighborhoods. Don't get me wrong. Look, these people unfortunately are being fooled by their politicians, and they're being tricked into thinking
they know exactly what's going on, dude. They keep just voting for who's gonna give me more, and none of them. They fell into this thing of lazy. I read this fucking article the other day from the LA Times about some fucking bitch in California that has long COVID from 2020.
Oh man! Hey now,
this bitch got they fucking got a stair lift installed in their house.
Wow, man.
Her husband makes her meals. Bitch, you're fucking lazy. Do you know what they called her disorder? She got chronic fatigue. Bitch, you're lazy. You got fucking lazy. And she's out there acting like she's crippled. You're lazy.
Wow.
It's the same thing with these fucking people. It's like something with these Democrats, man. You promised them everything, and now these people are sitting there waiting for you. Hear 'em? We deserve better.
Yeah.
No, you
We
don't.
deserve.
No, you don't. Everybody in the fucking world has come in here and tried to help you, and you people can't help yourself. Help your fucking self.
Well,
Do a better job raising the kids in your neighborhood.
here in Denver, we had a school shooting, and the parents, there were some viral, sensational videos. They were played all over the late night television stations. It was these parents screaming at this cop, the head of Denver police. Why has he done nothing to stop these shootings? These are the same people who 2 years ago, during the Summer of Love, 3 years ago, they were marching and demanding and defunding the police and getting rid of them. You guys did that in Chicago. Some of the most insane rioting and protesting for the defund the police, Black Lives Matter movement happened in Chicago. Well, look what happens when you take away your security here in Denver. You get more school shootings.
They voted to take the cops out of the schools.
Yes.
It's like, what
So
the fuck did you think was going to happen?
you could have prevented this, voters of your neighborhoods and your districts. You could have prevented it by voting in politicians who support the idea of bringing in more security, hiring more police locally, getting more incentives behind hiring police, and, maybe, just maybe, with the added security, a place like Walmart, or at least one of the four, can somehow avoid getting ransacked by mobs of people just stealing everything. I've seen the video footage, by the way, over the last couple of years. These mobs, man, there's nothing the people in the store can do. They literally, I think, just go into the, the break room and wait it out while the whole place just gets fucking ransacked.
You're not even allowed to do anything.
So that's right. In fact, I think in Chicago now, even the cops, thanks to Lori Lightfoot, can't even chase after the fucking criminals, man. This
No.
what a retarded place
Frank,
to
what
live.
Don't you remember they accidentally shot a 13-year-old Mexican? Innocent angel boy who just happened to be out at 2 a.m. with a handgun, shooting at cars. They shot that innocent angel. Now we just can't chase criminals at all.
Yeah, that's right. It always comes down to the gun laws and gun restrictions, even though you have places like Chicago with the tightest, strictest gun laws in the country and some of the worst gun-related violence. That's just how it
Frank,
is.
that's just because the surrounding areas are the problem. People could go from Indiana, buy a gun, and then bring it back to Chicago.
Mike,
That's the problem.
You
So
are
we need
so
to-
wrong, dude. The problem, man, is the NRA, bro. Where's Beto? Get Beto, man, bro. Beto, take the gun away, bro. The biggest problem right now is the NRA, and if we're talking NRA, you know what we got to talk about, dude? Trump.
In other news, the National Rifle Association begins its annual convention today, testing the organization's support at a time when deadly mass shootings remain in the headlines. Delegates are scheduled to hear from top political figures, including former President Donald Trump and his former vice president. Robert Costa is at the convention site in Indianapolis and joins us now. Bob, good morning.
Good morning. This capital city in a red state is now a crossroads for the national gun debate, as well as for the 2024 Republican presidential race. And this event comes just days after a gunman killed 5 people in downtown Louisville, and less than 3 weeks after a shooter killed 3 children and 3 adults.
You know, he said gunman in the first one, but now for the one involving the tranny shooter, he says shooter. You catch that?
Whoa. Well played.
You,
Well played.
You say gunman for one because we know it's a dude, and you guys love when it's a dude, man.
Love when it's a man.
But here we got a lady fella dude lady man chick, and you guys just refuse to talk about it.
Oh, she was a real lady fella, huh?
Mike, in my book, they're all lady fellas these days, right?
No, because you could be a fella lady.
I think it all lands on the line of lady fella.
Lady fella. All right.
It flows well. Lady fella.
All right, lady fella. I like it.
I always imagine you could be, kind of like a country singer or like a Johnny Cash cover band guy and be like, this next one's for all you lady fellas out there. And everyone will start like, woo,
didn't
yeah!
know.
Like everyone's going to love it. And then after a few minutes, they'll think about what he just said. Like, did he say ladies and fellas?
Ladies.
Is this a lady fella or What did that guy just say?
Well, then the song starts like, I had
you're
too many beers.
Yeah, that's right. You're digging on her mustache, right?
I couldn't tell.
Sliding your fingers through her sideburns. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This next one's called Is That a Banana in Your Pocket? Or Are You Just Happy to See Me?
At a Nashville school, here many NRA attendees have told us they believe those events are tragic, but say the problem isn't too many guns, and argue the legislative focus should be on mental health and on arming teachers, a view sure to be echoed
how
on stage today
stupid
and
can
this
you
weekend.
be?
Headliners include former President Trump and former Vice President Mike Pence, both champions of gun rights. But this convention comes as Trump faces mounting legal challenges, including the likely testimony from Pence about Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election. And meanwhile, in Nashville, the Republican National Committee will be meeting there this weekend for a fundraising event, all as the debate continues in Tennessee over the recent expulsion of 2 black Democratic lawmakers who have
What does
been
this have to
calling
do with the
for
NRA?
gun control legislation. Tony?
Mike, of course, they were kicked out. Dashiki guy, he got kicked out because he was protesting with the bullhorn gun ownership and people, having these assault rifles. Man, come on.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
He was,
Wow.
yeah.
And how is this related to January 6th?
It always goes back to Jan 6th. That's why I loved this clip so much. I'm like, oh, okay, NRA. Oh, it's going to be juicy, right? They're going to really hammer home all the shootings. No, we're going to gloss over the shootings because everybody had pronouns in their bios, so we can't really describe the recent shootings. And let's kind of poo-poo the idea that this is a mental health issue. And now let's close out with a full minute. Let's close out with a full minute. Donald Trump getting sued by the DA in New York, and he's going to jail for Jan 6th. Come on, man.
So you spent less time on mental health than you did on Donald Trump in this clip about the NRA.
Yes,
All right.
of course. And I'm sure there's a ton of interesting people speaking at this event, but no, it's just Donald Trump. And do you guys remember Jan 6th? Oh, yeah.
Gotta take away their guns. God, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, dude.
Talk about Trump derangement syndrome, man. They will not let it go.
Oh, they have to beat this to death, so that way we just don't want to have him in the running anymore. I think the point is to make even the people who support him annoyed by this process.
Oh, no, I think that's the only way they get ratings.
Oh, you think so? Like,
nobody's
toss out a
watching
little Trump.
CNN until they hear, like, oh my God, Trump did what? And then they're turning it on.
Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah. Well, NRA is going on.
Did you see even Saturday Night Live made fun of him?
I was not in touch with the world this weekend. What went down on the SNL, man?
They did a CNN. They did a spoof on CNN and how much they covered Donald Trump.
Really?
Yeah.
So the tide is turning a little bit here.
I think you guys got a little too carried away if even SNL is making fun of you.
That was a fucking circus, man. What was it, the speedboat guys?
The speedboat with the helicopter.
The helicopter. You got, you have Jeffrey Toobin paragliding over the house. I mean, this was just such a spectacle. Maybe one of the funniest reactions ever, because the hype train leading up to it, like, that's all they talked about. And then the day of, they had the programming titled to, like, the Trump arraignment or the Trump conviction, and just the whole dedication to this circus. They all came off as a bunch of fucking clowns, man.
Yeah.
And I thought it was hilarious. In fact, here's kind of what is funny about this. Does anybody know a single indictment?
No.
Can anyone out there with a straight face say what they actually indicted the guy with? Nobody ended up talking about it. It seemed to be a major dud and a huge disappointment for everyone in those CNN panel boxes. What they had, like 32 boxes of people, of floating heads there, and everyone was really sad. And so it seems as if, that was a nothing burger. What's the next one that they got? Georgia? Is that right? They're doing some grand jury there.
That's for that phone call.
The phone call to the... Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So we're going to do...
And they're still going after him for the documents.
Okay, cool. So we have at least 2 more planned programmed events, right? Where they're going to, focus all the news, and maybe they're planning the dates with these to coincide with other bad news that'll probably come out with the Bidens. It does seem like the Trump spectacle was right after it was pretty much, verified that the Ashley Biden diary was legit and Joe Biden was taking inappropriate showers with his daughter. And, after that broke and people were kind of really chatting about it online, all of a sudden, oh my God, Trump's getting arrested.
Yeah. No, they're definitely using him to cover up, but...
All right, man. Well,
I don't know. See what happens.
That was good.
The documents thing is really funny because everybody knows they found the documents in Biden.
Oh, yeah.
But remember how they made such a big deal to point out that Biden was cooperating?
Yes.
They're cooperating. That was the whole big thing. They wouldn't shut up about it. It's because they're going after Trump. They're saying, okay, everybody has documents, but Trump is guilty of obstructing justice.
Obstruction.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man.
It's so incredible, man.
Yes, we all knew something was up with looky here, we got some documents in Joe's old Corvette.
Look, they all killed the prostitute, but he lied about it. You know?
Oh, yeah, so the witch hunt is just going to get juicier. I like this. They're really going to try and book them, Dano. Yeah, they're going to, throw the...
Oh, dude, I was looking it up.
Cuffs
That's
on
what
them
the
and the
SNL... you gotta watch it. It's called SNL CNN Zen.
Oh, yeah.
And it was about, for the people that can't get enough of the coverage. It was, this app. So, it just, whispers in your ear, 34 counts. His motorcade was so small.
Finally, that means they've caught on to the fact that you need to make fun of the other side. Otherwise, you're kind of state media, you're propaganda, you're a propaganda machine. NPR and I forgot the other one. They're both now state media on Twitter.
I heard they got rid of the NPR.
Oh, that's too bad. NPR wrote a huge article about it. I read about a week ago. They were very, very offended by that one.
Did you read that article about how Twitter doesn't exist anymore?
No.
So Elon Musk rolled it over. Man, I gotta buy stock in this company X. He rolled Twitter. He closed Twitter basically for all purposes, legally, and rolled it into this corporation, this X corporation. And he's trying to do an all-inclusive app where I guess it's something that China has, and where you could do everything. You could communicate, you could send money, you could
Yeah, it's going to be a digital currency, digital ID system. This is why I've never trusted Elon. He works with the Department of Defense. Look, this is going to be the China dystopia that we see happening where they surveil everyone and control your transactions and payments. This will happen with a smiley face through Elon. And I've also believed that him taking over Twitter was so he could gain access to all that data.
Yeah. No, he owns it.
He's got a lot of data on a lot of people, man.
Pretty crazy, but he's predicting the company's going to be worth $200 billion. So now's the time to try and get stock in it,
I guess so.
Because if it is, the guy hasn't been wrong yet, I'm just saying.
Well,
if you can, now's the time.
Elon does get a lot of hate out there, and I do say, I only say we shouldn't trust Elon because there are Elon fanatics. There are people who are obsessed with Elon Musk and, what he's doing with the Dogecoin, and, maybe the Dogecoin is kind of a precursor to this little X platform, digital lifestyle currency thing. And I can only guarantee this digital passport of Elon's, this X passport, whatever he's going to call it, is going to be your entry pass for a ride on the Starship.
After years of buzz about the most powerful launch system ever developed, a rocket meant to bridge exploration back to the moon and ultimately Mars, SpaceX's Starship is officially all systems go. With the FAA signing off on final approval Friday, a launch license, the critical and last hurdle for the unmanned orbital test flight to take off. That could be as early as 7 a.m. Central Time tomorrow from SpaceX's South Texas facilities. Founder and CEO Elon Musk tweeting shortly after the news, "Success maybe, excitement guaranteed."
Life can't just be about solving problems. They have to be things that inspire you.
Starship has been top of mind for Musk for about a decade with his...
Love it. It's still around. It's still around.
Hey now, come on.
It's everywhere.
We got a little top of mind.
Oh, yeah. It's still out there.
Starship has been top of mind for Musk for about a decade, with his stated goal to be able to carry up to 100 people on long-duration interplanetary flights.
This could be a trigger. Watch out, public. There could be another happening or shooting or something. This could be a catch-up on the wall. Catch-up on the wall. Catch-up on the wall.
Back in February of 2021, he sat down with our Tom Costello.
The reason I'm doing this is not so that I can get to Mars, but so that humanity can get to Mars.
The company spent years conducting high-altitude test flights, some of which included dramatic explosions as SpaceX worked on its landings, a successful suborbital test in 2021, and previous regulatory challenges. But now, the FAA noting in a statement, SpaceX met all safety, environmental, policy, payload, airspace integration, and financial responsibility requirements. NASA's already awarded the company contracts worth more than $3 billion as part of the space agency's Artemis program. Still, the end goal for SpaceX remains sending people to Mars. And come Monday, it may be one step closer.
Man. I think this is some cool shit, actually. At least there's a guy out there sending these things up into space. Did you catch what they threw in there? How he's cleared to send up payloads?
Oh, yeah.
So
they've already been sending up shit to the space station.
Well, I didn't clip it, but they interviewed the head of Space Force on CBS this weekend. It was kind of interesting. The dude was basically saying, and this kind of ties into Elon and his whole deal with, the digital world, which is, I guess, Space Force is 1/3 like digital and cybersecurity, essentially. So, see what that's all about. Still am the believer we got the massive spaceships out there already, man.
Possibly. I doubt it, but maybe.
All right, so my question to you, are you going to buy a ticket aboard the Starship?
Like, same thing with the train crash in Ohio. I'm going to go after the politicians.
Oh, nice. Good call.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If Pete Buttigieg hops a ride, then we'll go too.
Right.
Okay.
Not after he sends Chasten, but when he goes himself.
Yeah, that's right. If Pete feels comfortable to breastfeed his children on a ride to Mars, I'll go along. Not on that ride. I'll take the second one. All right.
Did you hear the joke Elon keeps saying?
No.
Because he keeps saying he's going to go.
All right.
And he keeps saying he wants to die on Mars and not on Impact.
It's a fair goal, I think, to have. Man, starting a civilization on Mars is pretty complex. I've seen some videos and shit how they want to send these landers there, and they'll the robots and drones will essentially build the complexes, before the humans arrive and all this shit.
Yeah, he says it's not that hard, but man,
It kind of, in theory, sounds plausible, and I feel like we're there with the drone AI tech.
No.
No?
Maybe. I don't know.
They're saying all of space travel is going to be based around AI technology. You're going to essentially need that HAL system. I don't think so, Dave. You're going to need that thing on board to like run the ship while the humans, do human stuff.
I don't know, man.
That's what freaks me out about the AI shit, which is it's probably the only way to fare through space, right? But I think I'm pretty sure Elon and company know this. And maybe that's why, maybe Starlink isn't for the Earth. Maybe it's to get this giant circular thing all together, and eventually it'll it'll piece together itself and be this giant, it'll link up with the Starship, and the Starship and Starlink will, have all the people on board with their gizmos in their heads, and the AI system will take us to Mars, man. Yeah.
I don't know. Will Mars be America?
No. That's why I don't want to go. It sounds like it's going to be some sort of fucking World Economic Forum dystopian, cyborg society where you have no individual rights and you're linked up to the grid and you have to document all your shit into these tablets.
How long before you're eating bugs? Because that's like all you can really grow.
I'm pretty sure the only way you'll survive there is eating the bug paste that we provide you. Oh, yeah. That's right. You'll have like ant farms.
Which inevitably will include the people that didn't make the journey.
Well, yeah, you get free compost with the dead bodies, right, man?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think these starships, if we're gonna go, they got to be pretty fucking huge. I imagine something like the Starship Enterprise, like eventually we'll have a bunch of things linked up together, and it'll be this massive super ship, and we can boldly go where no man has gone before. Isn't it kind of satisfying that we got, the billionaires out there, the trillionaires like Elon Musk, building the ships and trying to go to space at least and doing all these funky, weird, cybernetics, whatever have yous, even though it could bring about some sort of bizarre, crazy, scary apocalypse on mankind. He's at least thinking, ahead or, into the future.
Makes you wonder why there's no like Saudi princes doing this shit. They gotta have somebody that, one of the trillionaires.
Yes, they are technically trillionaires, aren't they? The Saudi Arabians and the Emirates and all those weirdos.
They believe some of them are the first trillionaires.
And what are they doing with this money? We all know they're racing Lamborghinis in the sand dunes and partying their lives
bringing
away.
in the most beautiful women from
yes,
all around the
man.
world.
They're literally just having orgies and racing fucking Lamborghinis, man. It's what everybody would do if they were trillionaires.
Yeah, you're right. That's what you should do. Fuck Mars.
That's what I'm saying. Like, none of these trillionaires have any interest in Mars. They already live in a place, by the way, kind of basically what Mars is like. They know what it's all about. They're having a great time. They're all about living, doing the Mars life here, man.
We already got sand.
Yeah. Oh, man. They got plenty of sand. And Lamborghini racing. I'm not making it up. Haven't you heard this or seen the videos of the abandoned supercars? Oh, you've seen them personally? Yeah, maybe you've told me.
I've seen them race this shit in the desert because in Qatar you have the salt flats.
Oh, right, man.
Yeah, and then they even do the off-roading.
Right on. All right.
They all have those G wagons.
G unit wagons.
The Mercedes.
I guess so.
You know that Mercedes SUV that looks like a box?
Yes, I'm actually.
It's like $100,000 because it's like the greatest off-road vehicle ever. But it also has like premier leather or premium leather.
It's a kick-ass ride, man, for sure.
Yeah.
I I wouldn't mind having one of those, to be honest. Can Canyonero that thing off road.
They get them like up armored too.
Really? Like you can get like mounted machine guns on it and shit like that?
No, like armored doors.
Oh,
bulletproof glass.
So anyone shooting at you with a machine gun, it can't get through. I got you. Yeah.
They're going to the club, man. They're not going to the fucking war front.
Well, you never know. Maybe you want to pack a little heat on the side of the of your Jeep.
In case you're taking a trip to Sudan.
Yeah, dude. Hey, man, I'm not from the Middle East. I don't know what kind of dangers exist out there. Maybe you gotta bring a little extra ammo. Strap a little firearm to the side of the Jeep.
Did you hear what's going on in Sudan?
So I kind of saw it a little bit. Enlighten me a little bit more, though. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, nobody. It is incredible that nobody's talking about it. Go into the news. It's all about Ukraine.
That's right.
Nobody's talking about like Sudan or any of these other countries.
We've had a presence in Sudan, I believe, haven't we? Drone-wise, for quite some time. At least
we're everywhere.
Yemen, Sudan specifically, though. I know Obama did quite a bit of damage in those regions.
Yeah, but there's just like, as there always is, these fighter groups taking over.
All right.
They're fighting the military. It's just so funny that nobody cares. And they're begging the U.S. for help, but we kind of, I don't know.
Wait, they're fighting...
can't help anybody.
Are they fighting our military?
No, like the Sudanese.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. Are we not involved in any way, bombing-wise?
That's what I can't get. I can't really get a good answer.
Because I just know that we were definitely doing a lot of drone action there. Secretly. Correct?
To be fair, I don't even know whose side we're on.
That's kind of weird. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Maybe nobody's side. Maybe we're on the side.
I think we're arming both sides.
It's possible our side is chaos, and we just like to sow mayhem in these various regions and let the people duke it out so we don't have to actually take the credit for all the destruction and death. And then we come in with the UN as a peace force, install our puppet leader, and we own the region.
Sounds about right. Not a bad deal. Not a bad deal for us.
That's a playbook I've seen, go down quite a few times. Pretty much everywhere. Isn't that what we did in Libya?
Yeah, I think that's what every country has done in Libya.
Well, with Gaddafi, he was trying to unify Africa. Is that right? Gaddafi, Libya? Am I getting this correct? I'm a certified moron here, but
yeah, I think so. I believe so. He's kind
of the fella, I think, who was trying to unify Africa under a gold standard and get off.
Yeah, he was the one going with the. That's what I was trying to think of, but I thought that was Venezuela.
Was that Chavez?
I can't remember now. There's been too many
guys, but I do remember Gaddafi really big on the gold standard and bringing together Africa, and it definitely. Looking back on it, it seems as if the West, the Western nations, the UK and the EU and all that stuff, and the United States, not really very interested in a unified Africa. I think for the Western countries and even maybe China and Russia too, like a divided Africa is far more profitable for all parties involved.
Well, China's going around uniting them right now. They're like going around doing all these infrastructure deals in all these African countries. They're building dams and
not a good look for the United States. We just kind of look like the warmongers, tearing shit up and blowing people away.
We built roads and bridges to our mines.
Yeah, that's right.
We exploited the shit out of their people.
Are you starting to get on board with the holy crap, China's about to take over the world mentality?
Yeah.
That fear seems to be gripping quite people.
And we did it by being the bully. They're just doing it by being, friends.
I believe if we were to pull out of Ukraine, because it's clearly this outrageous money laundering scheme for the Bidens, if we were to do that, then potentially we could salvage something about this country on an international stage. If we don't, man, we're pretty much doomed. We're going to go full electric. We're going to be Germany, essentially, in about 5 years. Did you see they closed down their last nuclear plant?
Well, thanks for saving the planet, Germany.
Yeah, congratulations, heroes, you fucking retards.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Very
and now
impressed.
they want to do all these electric cars by 2032. Thanks, Joe Biden. We're really saving the planet. And at the same time, right now the leftists who wanted everything to be like, carbon neutral, now they're protesting to get rid of the windmills in the ocean.
Great. I think the windmills are absolutely ridiculous. There's no way they're producing on any level the type of energy that we need as a United States or as a country. You're gonna juice up everybody on these electric vehicles and electric stoves, and everything will be electric, and the grid will not be able to withstand it. And so we're just gonna have rolling power outages. And I guarantee you, the neighborhoods that won't have the power outages are gonna be where the rich ass politicians live.
Oh yeah, because they're gonna still, pay for a carbon fuel power plant.
These people are going to have
Run
propane tanks, generators. They're going to have their gas cars that they can afford. That's why I think you're seeing the pricing out of the middle class from the gas cars. Average price of a new gas car, $55,000. Nobody can afford that except for the elite.
Crazy.
Oh, but now they're going to bring down the price on the electric vehicles, which the government can control and shut it down at any time they want. Or, sorry, folks, not enough electricity to charge your vehicle.
Yeah.
Tough.
That's crazy.
But us rich, we're gonna cruise around in our Canyoneros and Hummer 2s.
A Canyonero.
Yeah, that's right. They're all fucking Canyoneros now, man. Like, where I was in fucking Aspen, dude, everyone's driving these big honking fucking Canyoneros, man. Like, you can't navigate the roads with these things. They're like monster trucks.
I love the assholes that drive them in Chicago and then they can't park. You're gonna shut down an entire road because you can't fucking parallel park. Got this giant ass Yukon Denali.
Yeah, dude. The Denalis. Those things are absurd, man.
Oh, I know.
I don't even know how they fit on the road.
The trucks. You bought this you spent $100,000 on this truck, and you don't want to get it dirty. Go fuck yourself.
Oh man, I enjoy everybody being in these big honking off-roading machines, and they probably don't take them anywhere off-road ever, and probably no need for them at all. But look, I'm a supporter still of being able to have the gas car. I'm really against this movement for everybody having the electric vehicle. Everything's electric. We're shutting off the gas, and we're even getting rid of the nuclear, which was supposed to be a far safer alternative to everything else. And by the way, when it comes to Germany, they shut down this their final operating nuclear power plant. They're going back to coal.
Well, yeah, you have to. Gotta burn something.
Which is so much more dangerous and worse for the environment. Why? What makes sense to these environmentalists that, we're going to go back to coal?
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. Well, at least the coal miners are going to be happy.
That's right. Well, they're building back better, right? They're getting the jobs back to the coal miners, right?
Is this Build Back Better? We're going back to the 50s?
They're making
coal miners have jobs and programmers are out of work.
Yeah. That's right, man. We're going
Go learn to dig, programmers.
Oh man, you're gonna have a bunch of Zoolanders down in the coal mines pretty soon.
That is one of my favorite scenes of any movie. Nobody's like, I got the black lung.
That's right, dude. Well, of course, it's 2023. You can't say things like black lung, right? It's the BIPOC lung. I don't know if you.
I'm sorry. I got the colored lung. Remember when colored was like bad to say?
Well, I feel like colored was the preferred changeover from the word we can no longer say. And then, because you had signs with the, no colored folk, right? And that was maybe the more, the nicer variety of the older saying. And then, then they graduated from that because I think colored was then absolutely, and still is offensive. And then,
I think, the problem was colored was like everything. That was like anything darker than Polak.
Yeah, you could toss the Italians into the colored.
Oh, the Irish, everybody was.
Yeah, the Irish are a pasty white. That's another color that the general
they're just
population.
The albino N-words.
That's right,
dude. For a minute there, until they took over some of the labor unions.
That's a great call. They used colored to generalize more people in there. You could throw in the Chinese, the Japanese, the Italians, right? Yeah, okay. I like that. You could even get the Native Americans up into that one. Yeah, man.
Oh, good call. Yeah.
It was good times for Whitey back in the 20s when they're dropping.
Just one word to call them all.
That's right, dude. Oh, man, with that, Mike, we are at that magical point in time, believe it or not. It's the fastest hour in the universe. This is very true.
I don't know how you do it.
We've proved it every show. We got some more juicy stuff coming down the line here.
Juicy Smoulet?
It will be, toast up that bread, get your tuna sandwich ready, folks. It's going to be a spicy one.
It's bad in Chicago, and even Juicy had to leave.
That's right.
Criminals worse than him out there.